Welcome to this episode of Q&A with Liturgy Man. I'm Taylor Burton-Edwards, Liturgy Man, your Director of Worship Resources with Discipleship Ministries of the United Methodist Church. I am your apportionment dollars at work to help you strengthen worship and the understanding of worship where you are. Today's question is, what do you do with the little red dots that show up in our psalm texts in the United Methodist hymnal? Do you see the little red dots there? This is Psalm 100. There's one right above the word all, another above Lord, another above presence, another above us, and so on. What are those little red dots there for? Those little red dots are there to help your congregation sing the psalms using the forms of psalm tones that are found beginning on pages 736, and then the psalm tones themselves are on page 737 in the United Methodist hymnal. We actually have even more of these on our website that you can find at umcdiscipleship.org under music, under music downloads. There's a section of psalms and psalm tones. Do you see there's a little red dot with those as well? Let me explain how this works. You see the first note in each of the systems for these psalm tones? It's a whole note. That whole note is referred to as the leading tone. In each of the systems or each of the parts of the verse of the psalm that you're going to sing, that for the first part of it, until you get to the red dot, you sing every syllable on that whole note. When you get to the red dot, you start singing the rest of the notes, using those notes to match the rest of the syllables. And then there's the double line that's in that system, and that's when you start the second part of the verse, again, with that leading tone on that whole note, singing every syllable in that part of it until you get to the red dot, and then you sing the rest of the notes. That first psalm tone 1 that we've been looking at, is really good. It's in a major key. It's the sort of thing you might use with a psalm of praise. So we're going to look for a little bit at Psalm 100 and show how you would use psalm tone 1 to sing Psalm 100. We're going to begin by first singing the psalm tone, and then that'll give you a sense of how it works when we apply it to Psalm 100. It starts on a G. Da 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 da, da 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 da. That's the psalm tone for psalm tone 1. So let's follow along with Psalm 100 here and look at the red notes and where the dots begin and all of that. Make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the lands. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come into God's presence with singing. Know that the Lord who made us is God. That's how you do it with Psalm tone 1 with Psalm 100. Let's now go to a different psalm tone. We'll look at psalm tone number 2, which is in a minor key. It's in D minor. It starts on an A. In fact, both of the leading tones in this are on an A, and the following tones are on variations that get you either back to A or, in the second case, back down to D, the root of the minor chord. So it starts la 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 la. So Psalm 137 using psalm tone 2. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down and wept, when we remembered Zion. On the willows there, we hung up our lyres, for there our captors required of us songs, and our tormentors mirth, saying, Sing us one of the songs of Zion. Not hard to catch on to once you know what those are there to do. Hope this has been helpful. Remember, you can always contact me, worship@umcdiscipleship.org, through our UMC Worship Facebook group, or just drop a line on this page, and perhaps your question or comment will become the basis for a future episode of Q&A with Liturgy Man. May the peace of Christ be always with you.